What is good, y'all? So, don't mind the lipstick. I was playing my makeup. I was like, I just bought this lipstick from Ulta and it was still packaged. So I was like, let me put it on and see what it looked like. I don't remember the brand. I don't remember the name. I think it's like NYX something. But yeah, so from reading the title below, y'all already know what we finna talk about. I had several questions about this topic, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a video. I'm gonna make a video from my perspective of, dental assisting, because people are like, oh, what do you do for a living? They they assume. Well, let me not say they assume, but what I do for a living, I feel like it's decent. I live okay with it. I'm a single mom, so this gets the job done. It's all right. So this is, a video about pros and cons of being a dental assistant, as well as why I personally became a dental assistant. I didn't do a whole lot of research prior to becoming a dental assistant. It was kind of like, oh shit, I need a job kind of thing. But anyway, we'll get to that later. First, I just want to I'm gonna start off with the pros. And for me particularly, I just narrowed it down to like six pros, six cons, because we could talk about the position all day every day. We're gonna be here forever. And nobody wants to do that, so I just narrowed it down, like basics. So if anybody is wondering what a dental assistant is, it is basically a assistant to a dentist. So yeah, it is. You have the dentist, you have a dental hygienist, which a dental hygienist just cleans teeth, and then you have a dental assistant, which a dental assistant can work, typically a dental assistant works primarily just with doctors, but you do have some, places, companies, or how you would say offices that there is a specific assistant for hygienists. Like, they work just with the hygienist. So you do have those as well. Yeah, so it kind of varies from office to office. No place is the same. So let's get into it. All right, so pros. For me, it would have to be the hours, because I am a single mom. I need like borderline daycare hours, okay? Like, this is what time daycare ends. I need to be gone. But, to go get my child. So, for me, it's the hours. I generally work an 8 to 5 kind of job. It's very limited weekends. It's daycare hours, y'all. Because most daycares close at 6:30. They open at 6:30, close at 6:30. At least mine does. So I have a job for those hours. Okay? That is my pro number one. Number two, I find being a dental assistant very educational. There was so many things I didn't know about the human mouth prior to becoming a dental assistant. It is just so informative, and the things you learn about your mouth is like, oh snap, like that really makes a difference. Like, who would have thought? And I just find it very educational. I think it's really cool, but I'm kind of into stuff like that, just being more aware of what's going on. I'm really into being aware. So I thought that was like super dope about different things. Like yeah, like there's good bacteria, bad bacteria. Some things are genetic, something, it's really dope. I'm not gonna get into all that, but anyway. So for me, number three is interaction with people. You meet all different types of people from all different kinds of life, y'all. Like, seriously, you meet lawyers, you meet engineers. At least for me, the office I work at, I meet college students, I meet stay-at-home moms, everybody. I meet CEOs, just all different kinds of walks of life. And the things you can learn by just interacting with the patient in such a short amount of time, you know, before a doctor walks in the room or before the hygienist walks in the room, you can learn so much. Let me tell you. Just about everything, like just advice. Like, it's freaking awesome. And I'm not saying like, you know, you can't meet these same people wherever you work, but I know for me, I've run across, you know, some people with different walks of life. It's just crazy the knowledge you gain from these people. So that is definitely a pro in my life. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. For major holidays off, for the most part, don't quote me on that. Not every office is gonna be closed on Martin Luther King Day or President's Day. If anything, really, they gonna be open. But you know, Christmas, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, Thanksgiving, for the most part, gonna be closed. It just kind of depends, because you have private offices and then you have corporate offices. So depending on which one you encounter, let you know what kind of hours, you know, what kind of days off. It's all different. All different. 5 is gonna be the pay and the benefits. So like I just said, that also depends on, you know, where you work, because you may not get health insurance, and a lot of private offices don't give you health insurance, okay? Or paid time off, or, you know, much of anything. But I am very fortunate to work for a corporate office, where I get paid time off, I get vacation time, I have a 401k, I have, you know, good health benefits, you know, decent hours. Before I went part-time, typically I was working over 40 hours a week. So, y'all, bills paid, okay? Like, bills paid. Yeah, so me personally, and this is the thing, like, money differs from office to office, just like benefits, 401k, all that differs from where you go. When I started out becoming an assistant, and y'all, I will be an assistant 3 years in May. 3 long years. No, I'm just kidding. 3 years in May, I've been a dental assistant, and I started out making, my first assisting job was $11.75. No benefits whatsoever. I mean, she did our cleaning, she did our work for free, but, you know, no healthcare benefits, no paid time off. The hours were pretty horrible, because her office was only open 4 days a week, and it was from 8 to 4 with an hour lunch, and she made sure you took that hour lunch. It was a private office. So that's where I started out, and it was like in a okay area. Then my second job I had was, I made $13 an hour. $13 an hour. Again, no benefits whatsoever, no 401k, no health insurance. She refused to do our cleanings. It was a private office. It was Medicaid CHIP office, so nothing wrong with that. Like, you know, you meet interesting people there as well. So yeah, and now my last destination as assisting, because after this is my last assisting job, y'all, as a dental assistant. Yeah, this is my last dental assisting job until I become a hygienist, because I'm done assisting. That's just my preference. So I make $17 an hour as an assistant. Like I said, full benefits, 401k, time off, all that stuff. So it's pretty good. I like where I'm at, and this is the last place I want to ever assist. I want to, of course, for my subscribers, y'all already know I'm going to school to be a hygienist. So yeah. And 6 is job stability. Y'all, people are forever gonna need work done on their mouths. All right, forever. And the assistant is the backbone to the practice. You know, you can have a great office manager, you can have a great dentist, all that, but the assistant is the one who does everything. The assistant can do back office, front office. They can, you know, they make sure that everything's stocked, every patient, like, they are the backbone to the office. So I feel like, me personally, without, you know, good assistants, an office cannot thrive. That's just the way it is. It doesn't matter, like, how wonderful the doctor is, how wonderful, you know, the assistant spends a lot of time with patients, okay? We take the x-rays. You have some assistants, at least in the state of Texas, who are qualified to polish and floss. We walk the patients out. We get the patients from the waiting room. We spend a lot of quality time with them. So if you have a great assistant and like, okay, because not all doctors' bedside manners are superb, okay? I've ran into quite a few of those. But yeah, if you have a great assistant, I'm sure the patient's gonna come back. I'm pretty positive. Not saying that, you know, if you don't have one, patients aren't gonna come back, but assistants are pretty vital to a practice. So just saying, there's always gonna be a job for a dental assistant to do. All right, so now we have my personal 6 cons to dental assisting. All right, con number 1 for me is working through lunch. It happens quite often, believe it or not, at least at my office. It happens a lot. A lot of people do not get their lunch. Treatment runs into lunch a lot, okay? Let's say we're started on a crown. Crown typically takes an hour and a half, but let's just say, well, this person won't stop bleeding. So if your gums bleed, I'm gonna need you to go get those checked. You need to go to the dentist because gums aren't supposed to bleed. But anyway, that is a side note. So yeah, you run through lunch a lot. Like I said, when I was full-time, I always had over 40 hours. 2, dealing with bodily fluids. Y'all, I don't know how many times, and it wasn't necessarily my patient, or it was a patient at the office, or it sometimes was my patient. I have people thrown up. Now, luckily, I've never had a patient throw up on me. Luckily, knock on wood, that never happens. But, you know, people have gag reflex. You can be taking x-rays and bloop, throw up all over you. There was a kid one time that, you know, was getting their teeth polished, and they didn't like the taste of the polish and threw up everywhere. So it could be something. I mean, and on top of the fact, you're dealing in someone's mouth, so 9 times out of 10, spit is going everywhere. I mean, we wear protective equipment for that, but it does involve a lot of spit. So, I mean, like I said, I used to work at all types of offices. Well, not all types, but, you know, I've worked in low-income offices. I've worked in, you know, middle class. And this one sees a little bit of everybody. So, I've seen some things in people's mouths, and I'm like, oh, that was possible? Were you not aware of that? Or, okay. Yeah, I've seen a lot of that. Like, ooh, someone was kissing you in your mouth? Ooh. I've seen a lot of that too. So it really just kind of depends. If you are grossed out easily, I do not suggest becoming a dental assistant or anything in healthcare. Just saying. It may not be for you. 3, cleaning up after people, mainly doctors, hygienists. It can be super annoying. Where I work, the hygienists pretty much clean up after themselves, but the doctors, you're really not gonna run into a doctor that cleans up after themselves. That is so rare. Like, they're like, oh, you want me to clean a room? No. And some will, like, keep things not as messy so you can clean up efficiently and not. And then you have some who just don't give a rat's tail and throw things everywhere. So it can be a little bit of pet peeve. I'm over cleaning rooms. Personal preference. I think I clean more at work than I do at home. Just saying. All right, number 4. Have to work weekends sometimes. My office particularly is usually only open 2 Saturdays out of the month. Just depends. It really just depends. Like I said prior to, every office is different, okay? Some offices are open every weekend. Some offices open 2 weekends out of a month. Some are open 1 weekend out of a month. It just really depends. And it's usually just a Saturday. Now, from what I've heard, you can go to like New York and some other places where dental offices are open late, like late at night type business, or even on Sundays. And I'm saying from a personal perspective, I didn't get into this to work weekends. That's just me. That was, that's why I decided I was not becoming a nurse or anything in the medical field, because I don't do weekends. I don't do weekends, and I typically don't do anything after 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock means I need to be at home with my child, okay? That's just me. I'm just saying, if you guys have my hands, there's some offices open till 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night. Y'all, I'm not even like, I'm so serious. You have some of those. But I will never work for those. So I can't speak on that. But that's just not my preference. Number 5, other people's hygiene. That is a major con. Sometimes you run into the smelliest people. Like people that come in, and not necessarily like they ain't washed, but their breath is atrocious, like super atrocious. Like, ugh. You can't smell that? Ain't nobody told you about that? Like, ma'am, no. Like, I've literally run into that. Or people who smoke heavily. I'm not talking about marijuana. I'm talking about cigarettes. I don't like the smell either. But you come in and the whole operatory just smells like cigarettes. And you're just like, oh, okay. Backslash to that con, also dealing with some people's attitudes. They come in there, and I feel like this is anywhere, really. They come into my job and they just hate the world. They hate being at the dentist. They hate, everything, everybody. Or they had to pay out money for something that could have been a quick fix once it was really broken, and it, developmentally got worse, and now it costs even more money. And some reason they hate everybody at the office. So yeah, like, sometimes you just gotta take it with a grain of salt. Like, do not internalize them coming in there talking about, I hate the dentist, or y'all just a bunch of people that rip people off. If you feel that way, just don't come. No, I'm just kidding. Like, it's very important to get your checkups. But you have some people that just think they're being ripped off, but come every 6 months faithfully. It's like, do you really feel like this is a ripoff, or you just want to say that to try to get a discount on something? Because I work for corporate, you ain't getting discounts. No. 6. I didn't put up the number 6. I just went like this because it's the last one to my cons list. Having lazy coworkers. Generally speaking, you can have lazy coworkers. Anyway, people that just show up just to get their check because they clocked in. That's anywhere. Is really a pain in the butt in the dental field personally, because it's like, bro, I got charts up. I done brought most of these patients back. I'm doing most of the x-rays. I'm cleaning most of the rooms. They need impressions. I'm taking them. They need a temporary. I'm making them. Like, help me. You know, you have some who just come and chill. And you're like, I don't need you here. Like, I promise you, on a stack of Bibles, it can be like that. So, yeah. So yeah, those are my pros and cons to being a dental assistant. Now for the moment of truth. Drumroll please. Why I became a dental assistant. So I personally became a dental assistant. I guess I decided, so very long story short, I had been considering being something in the dental field. I want to say when I was like 3 or 4 months pregnant with Bailey. I was pretty much on a verge to divorce anyway. We were separated, and I was like, well, I really need to do something with my life. Like, I need to get something established because I'm gonna have a baby, and I don't want to work in retail forever. Mind you, at the time I was 20, and I was like, I don't want to work in retail forever. I hate retail. Like, I like to shop. I just don't like being the person you get the clothes from. Simple as that, right? So, I kept seeing, you know, the advertisement on Facebook back when I had Facebook of being a dental assistant. I was like, I like scrubs. I want to wear scrubs, but I don't want to be a nurse. And so kept repeatedly seeing this, and I'm like, I think I want to do that. Well, the only problem was I was pregnant at the time. So in order to, and mind you, they have dental assisting programs everywhere. They have privately owned ones. They have, you know, what is it called? Ones at colleges. They have them everywhere. Each one requires something different depending on like what state you're in, because it is a certificate through the state. So it's not like it's BS. But you do have some states who don't require a certificate. State of Texas definitely requires a certificate through the state. You have to take a state board test and everything. So, yeah. But anyway, so I couldn't enroll because you have to take digital x-rays, and I was pregnant. So I couldn't take the x-rays or be in the general space of where x-rays were being taken. So I would have to wait. In that time of waiting, life was happening, of course. And then I was like, kept seeing it on Facebook after Bailey was born. And it was to the point where I was like, I'm really getting this divorce and I'm really leaving him type situation. So for me to be a single mom, I need to get a job that pays well, that, you know, has benefits and works with my time, you know, my scheduling. So after seeing it a bunch of times, I saw the course I personally took was only 12 weeks. I was like, 12 weeks. So I saw the course and I saw that, you know, what I needed to enroll and everything. I did a little bit of research, not a whole lot of research. I researched, you know, typically how much does a dental assistant get paid, as well as, you know, what kind of assistants are there, because I work for general practice. So a general practice doctor, you know, they usually pay on the lower end of things because it's like a family doctor kind of thing. But if you were to be like a specialty assistant, so a specialty in the dental field would be like a orthodontist or a oral surgery or a periodontist, and even pediatric dentists are considered a specialty. So any of those assistants typically get paid more than I do. generally speaking. Hell, some don't, some do. It just kind of depends. Everything depends. So I did a little bit of research about that. At first, I really, really wanted to be a orthodontic assistant, you know, work for an orthodontist. And yeah, no, that clearly didn't happen. I don't want to be assistant no more. I want to move up. But anyway, that's neither here or there. What was I going to say? So yeah, after making that decision, I enrolled. I started class. It was literally one Saturday a week. I finished in 12 weeks, so I literally went to 12 classes. We only touch, like, you know, one topic. One topic per class. Not per class. We only got taught one topic, you know, once. So everything we ran through, nothing we really repeated. But that's why it was only 12 weeks. It was so fast. But anyway, it really was a really good experience, good eye-opener. I think I was like one of the youngest in the class. Actually, I was the youngest in the class. At the time, I was 21. Yeah, because Bailey, I started February. I started right after my birthday. And Bailey was 4 or 5 months old, you know, by the time my 21st birthday came around. So I was like the baby of the class. But that was fine because I had a baby. Most of them had kids as well, but they were older and their kids were older. So yeah, that's why I became a dental assistant. It really works with my schedule as a single mom, and it's something I'm so happy I went into, you know? But all right, y'all, so I really hope this helps somebody if they're deciding to become a dental assistant, you know, just understand pros and cons. The job title kind of assists of everything. There's different types of assistants, just all that fun stuff. If y'all have any further questions when it comes down to, you know, more specifics, just leave it in the comment section below. I always look in the comment section. I always like to answer everybody's question or read everybody's comments. That's what I do personally. I try to be, you know, in tuned and connect with y'all. So definitely be active down there. Like this video and subscribe. All right, so y'all have a great one. Peace.